this effort to do deregulation on Wall Street. And we were told in Congress that if we deregulated Wall Street, wonderful things were going to happen. These guys were going to create these wonderfully creative products, and they would free up all of this capital to help the U.S. economy blossom. And boy, they were creative, weren't they? They were very, very creative. And there were only 47 members who voted against repeal of that law, and fortunately I was one of them, because I smelled a rat. There was a reason that we had this distinction between depository and investment institutions. And the reason was that you have one that has higher risk than the other. So I voted against it. And I think that was the right vote then, and I think it is the right vote now. So I fully support what you're suggesting. And when the bill came through the House, this bill has passed the House already, and I offered an amendment that would restore the Glass-Steagall bill, essentially, that wall. And to me, I don't know why this isn't obvious right now in the U.S. Congress. Why this is not just what you call a no-brainer, I don't understand, given the collapse that we have suffered. But frankly, I don't think that's enough. I think that we have to end too big to fail once and for all. I feel very strongly about that. So I also offered an amendment that would essentially put size limitations on the size of the institutions. And the reason is that when the institutions get too large, you essentially create an implicit guarantee by the federal government of some type of subsidy or rescue or bailout. Because if they do get that too big, then when they go down, they do take the entire United States economy. So you have an implicit guarantee of their obligations. And when you have that implicit guarantee of their obligations, then, in a sense, it's a competitive advantage for the big banks and a competitive disadvantage for the little banks. So our community bankers who do such good work running our parades and helping our contractors and making loans to small contracting companies, they're at a disadvantage. So I feel strongly that we need to reduce the consolidation of the industry. And by the way, the industry is more consolidated today than it was before the collapse. These institutions are bigger than before the bailout. Unfortunately, my amendment was not allowed for a vote. And in the Senate, a similar provision that Sherrod Brown and Bernie Sanders offered lost, pretty resoundingly actually, Wednesday or Thursday last week. So I'm actually on the more aggressive side of this. Now, there are some good things in the bill. The regulation of the derivatives, some of the openness, the Consumer Protection Agency. There are good things in this bill. This is going to be much better than the status quo, I believe, when the bill finally passes. But I am still concerned about the issues you raise, and I thank you. I agree with you. It's nice to say I was right in 1999. It doesn't always happen. In this case, it did.